Hi, my name's Iceberg, and today I'm going to be using this to jam some of these into some of these. That's enough of them. So about a year ago I made a video where I added some HD rumble motors to a fake Pro controller. There were a few people who wanted a tutorial, and it's been ages now, so I've got the new Pro controller that I reviewed in this video in the card up here. That's right, I'm remaking one of my old videos from over a year ago. Because I'm still milking this fake Pro controller thing, even though no one cares. I had one very truthful comment from one of my friends about how it looked like I wanted to die in the last video, which was only partly true, so I'm trying to be a little bit more upbeat this time. Before we get into this, please subscribe. Please, I'm not going to say anything else, just I'm begging you at this point, please just subscribe. If you subscribe, I will give my dog a dog treat. Do you really want it to be your fault that my dog doesn't get a dog treat? Yeah, that's what I thought. Please subscribe. I had a HD rumble to this. Other people followed my video, did it, and in the comments they said that, you know, it's not that great. Which I agree with, it's not perfect. I did say that in my last video, but it's a lot better than the rumble that comes in these things, which I also said. So, you know, I'd say this is definitely worth it, considering these cost me about £8 in total. These rumble motors, so it's worth it if, you know, you're sick of the horrible rumble in these that sounds like there's a spaceship taking off or something. Okay, so getting into this, you do need a soldering iron, you do need some solder, but before that puts you off and you run and hide and cry under your bed, it's actually not that difficult. I'd say if you want to get into soldering, this is one of the easiest things you could possibly do. I did this with basically no soldering skills on this thing. So, you know, if it's something you want to get into, this could be a really easy job. The solder points are quite big, and there's only 2 points on each side of this that you need to solder to, so it could be worth a try even if you're a little bit scared of it. Just try not to set your house on fire, because I've done that. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to take you through the things that we need for this video. Why did I do that? One of these Pro controllers. A soldering iron with a small enough end. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how small this is. Some flux might also help. A screwdriver with a Phillips 00 head, although you might get away with something similar. Some solder. Some electrical tape. You might want to use a spudger tool of some kind. You're gonna need some rumble replacement motors for the HD rumble on a Joycon. Or if you can find some that are listed as being the ones for Pro controllers, get those I guess, but I use the Joycon ones and they work fine. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, very briefly. Okay, so now we're going to get into the teardown of this controller. I'll run you through that as quickly as I physically can, because it's not really the main point of this video. Start with get your screwdriver, remove this screw and this screw. Once you've done that, you can just pull these grips off. Oh, there we go. And the same for this other one. Now you want to flip this back over and remove these 4 screws in here. Okay, so now we can remove this piece of plastic being held in here. Okay, and now it doesn't have a ribbon cable. We're just going to remove the battery. Okay, so at this point there are 5 screws that need to come out. They are here, 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 and here. Okay, so my screwdriver doesn't actually fit in here properly because of this black bit. It's too fat, so I'm going to have to go and get a thinner one with like a longer neck on it. Okay, so I'm going to try with this screwdriver. Hopefully this one will fit. Now you can take this piece off from the front piece, but there's a ribbon cable connected to it, so be careful or else you're going to snap the ribbon cable. So I'm just going to temporarily disconnect. I gotta lift up that black latch and pull this out. Then you can slide this off for a minute and spin this around. This is actually a really nice shell, if you take a look in here. These are even the right shape. I think I'm not even gonna have to cut out a hole for these to go in like I did on that last one. These are really nice. This board's definitely an improvement over the last one. So if you want to, if these might be in your way a little bit, you should just be able to pull these caps off. Okay, so before I actually turn my soldering iron on, I just want to go over really briefly what we're actually going to be doing here. So, if you don't know, this black thing is the rumble motor that's in here. Here's what we're going to be replacing it with. If you look here, there is a red wire and a black wire on the end of this thing. If you look here, there's, sorry, let me hold this up. There's also a red wire and a black wire on this going to the positive and the negative soldering pads here. We're not going to touch these, those are quite small. Don't worry about that, we're just leaving those alone. We're going to be taking out these, cutting off the ends of them. Then in a second, we're going to take this off and we're going to solder these wires to these solder pads, if that makes sense. And then we're just going to put those in there and seal it all back up. Okay, so my soldering iron's on. Whoa, that was close. The first thing we're going to do is move this out the way. We're not actually going to use that just yet. The first thing that we're going to do is take the old wires off the motors. We're going to get a spudger tool of some kind, and these motors have a little piece of like tape or something covering the solder points. We need to get that off as carefully as you can. It is just tape, it'll peel off the side. Careful you don't peel this white padding off the side when you're getting the tape off. And now we can get access to these points here. I legitimately had to go back and watch my old video to see how to do this. So just hold the soldering iron to this little point here. Okay, so I'm not going to speed this up because I want you guys to see how long it should take. So I'm just gently pulling on these wires while I do this so that they come off when the solder's loose. Okay, and the red wires come off. And now just going to do the same for the black one. And there we go, the wires are off. So again, you need to remember which was the red and which was the black point. And we're just going to really quick do it again for this other motor. Okay, so there we go, they're both done now. So now with a pry tool or something similar, or maybe just your hand if it'll come up, you want to get out these old rumble motors that we don't want anymore. Oh, I see, so that's the actual motor. This is like the housing for it. Still nice. I guess they did it so that they could fit it into a shell that's more like the original Pro Controller. So now is when you need the scissors. Just hold this up and just as close to the actual the motor as you can, just cut the wires. And we're done with this part. And you want to do the exact same on the other side. If your Pro Controller looks slightly different to this, don't worry, it's the same principle. So just as close as you can so we're not cutting off too much of the wire. Okay, so I've actually put the rumble motor in place. It fits really well, which I guess is what they were going for. But I've actually just balanced the wire on top of the thing because I don't know if you can tell, but this actually isn't a professional setup that I've got going on here. I guess it would help if you took the motherboard out, which is probably what you're meant to do, but I haven't done that, so... Did I get that? Oh, nice. First try. Okay, so as you can see, it's not the cleanest solder job, but that red wire is now attached to the motor. And we're going to do the same for this black one. Okay, and they're both attached. So before I did the other side, I just wanted to really quickly put the battery back in this thing, very loosely put it back together. Because I was told on my last video in my comments that the real Pro Controller only has one rumble motor. Which I guess could make sense because the Joycon only has one, but... So I just wanted to see what this felt like with just one in. But to be honest, it just feels the same as my last Switch Pro Controller, the clone did. So I'm just going to put the other side in and see how it goes from there. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to put this one into place. And solder it down exactly like we did the last one. They fit really well. I'm impressed by that. And finally, the last red one. Okay, now a year later, and I still don't know if this is necessary, but I'm just putting a little bit of blue electrical tape for insulation, maybe, over our solder points. Making sure that I don't rip out the wires. Okay, so now all we need to do is put this back together. So I'm just going to go through this really quickly, starting with putting these caps back on the joysticks. Now we're going to put this middle piece back in. That ribbon cable just slots back in, and then you push the little black piece down. And if you want to check that's working, if you've got the battery in, just push one of the buttons and the LEDs should come on. Slot that back into place. If you put your battery back into test, you need to take that back out again because it's in the way of the screws. Okay, so let's get these 5 screws back in. One here, one here. That annoying one that goes in here. The other one on the other side of this. And then finally, the one that goes up here. So now you want to grab the back piece and push it into place. And once that's in place, you can put in the 4 screws here, 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 and here. Now we're so close to being done, we just need to put the grips back on and screw them in. Okay, and there we go, done. You now have a fake Pro controller with some form of HD rumble. Not the best, but hey, this one now has HD rumble, amiibo support, and wake up support, so this is literally, unless other people have done this, this currently what I have hold of is the best fake Pro controller in the world, so yeah. Okay, so that ended up working out quite well. But if you did this on one of these things, then you've officially got the ultimate fake Pro controller. You've got amiibo support, you've got HD rumble, and you've got the other thing that I always forget what it is. Oh yeah, you press the home button and it wakes your console. So congratulations, you've now spent more money than it would have cost you to buy a real Pro controller. But hey, that's not what this is about. This is about having fun or something along those lines. Like I said before, please subscribe. If you subscribe, there'll be an amazing thing at 1,000 subscribers. It's so unbelievable, so inconceivable. You won't see it coming. Please subscribe. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. We're quite a way off, but hey, we'll get there if we believe in ourselves. If you for some reason made it to this point in the video, thank you. Comment. I'm doing a giveaway thing, £15 eShop code. Just comment. That's all you need to do. But subscribing would be nice. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Seriously, I can already hear my outro music playing in my editing software. Thanks for watching.